Maybe I need to turn my mic on. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I don't know how many people will join me. I know I am very spontaneous tonight, but I didn't get around to doing what I wanted today. So, oh my gosh, Avery and Laura, hello. How are you? Laura, I'm so glad you're joining me. I am actually wanting to talk about a case out of kind of local to my family, I guess. Local statewide. It's a case out of Wyoming that happened more recently than I thought. I guess it just happened in 2022. I thought it was more like 2016 or 2018, but yes. Let's do jump in, Laura. I don't know if you've heard of the case of a girl named Irene Gakwa that went missing from Gillette. She was a Kenyan lady, and she went missing, and I don't believe she's ever been found. But there's, I think, a reason for that. But her boyfriend, or I don't know if, I'm not sure if they were broke up or what, but he's been charged with her disappearance / unaliving, but I don't think she's ever been found. So yeah, they're still hoping to find her, but I don't know if that's possible. So let me hold on. I want to change this. Yes, okay, because I want to see the comments. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh my gosh, I have 4 people. That is good. Thank you for joining me, everybody. So I guess I'm just going to, I didn't know how long I could, I don't know if there's a huge amount of more information about this, but I just found something to read to you guys. Oh, thank you, Avery. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. So, Irene Gakwa was living in Gillette at the time, Gillette, Wyoming, at the time of her disappearance. I'm just going to read this and then we'll go over some other stuff. But this is as of March 30th, 2023. This is an article from Forbes, I believe. Nathan Heitman pleaded guilty to withdrawing and spending thousands of dollars from his girlfriend, Irene Gakwa, whose disappearance in Gillette, Wyoming more than a year ago has drawn widespread interest in conspiracy theories. Key facts. Gakwa was last seen on February 24th, 2022, during a video chat. I just liked it. Do I need to turn it down, Avery? It's called night driving. I just thought I liked it. Ooh, Avery's gonna join me.
Girl, you need to turn that porn / disco music down.
Okay.
I don't know if I feel like I want to have sex or if I want to go dancing.
um, well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Well,
How
you're
are you?
welcome. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just my I don't know if you caught my live the other night, but my schedule at work is going to start changing, so I'm going to have 2 days off in a row. So I'm going to have
Oh,
more time to so I had a schedule and I lost it. Well, I lost part of it. So I made a whole new one and then my schedule changed at work. So I mean, it's still going to be basically the same, but I'm just going to have more time to
hmm.
do more lives, I think. So,
Are you
and
still working at the same place?
yes. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Um we're just going to 12-hour shifts. So,
Oh,
yeah. So,
okay.
yeah, so I'm going to be working actually less days, and I haven't had 2 days off in a row unless it's my 4-day weekend for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to have 2 days off in a row, so maybe I'll feel like I actually have a day off. Because only having one day off and then having to go back, you don't really,
Well,
especially when
yeah.
you work, especially when you work nights, I think you don't really feel like you have a day off.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 days in a row will be nice.
Yes.
And I did not catch your live the other night. But for some reason, I didn't get a notification, but tonight I got a notification and I just shared you to Discord, and I shared you to Twitter
Oh, well,
um,
thank you.
and Mom's Discord
Oh, thank
and
you. Thank you. Thank you.
somewhere else.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Um, yeah, you can definitely catch the replay. The other night, I think I had, was it the other day? Yeah, it must have been the other day. I had I was, oh my gosh, I woke up listening to Sebastian stuff.
Uh,
I fell asleep. I took a nap while listening to Sebastian stuff. I woke up and listened to more Sebastian stuff, and I was just about Sebastian out.
I I'm I find it so hard to follow his case. As much as I want to follow it, all the nonsense, all the extra, um, it's just it's just too much.
It is too much. I totally agree.
It kind of reminds me of Summer Wells. It just got so out of hand.
It's Summer Wells on steroids, honey.
And the thing is all these creators, I get, they have the two different teams, Team Seth and then the Team Proudfoots. But what these people aren't realizing is by doing video after video after video, if Sebastian is alive and he sees these videos on YouTube, do you think he's ever going to want to come home and show his
Can
face?
you can you imagine how I don't know, it's like he's got no dignity left.
I mean, they've put everything out there.
Yep.
Everything. Just,
He
you
will
know,
it will be very hard, I think, for him to have a private life ever again.
oh yeah. And I do think he's alive. I
I
do
do
think he is.
too.
I think he ran away. That's my, personal opinion. But his what the I don't know.
I think he ran away too.
But yeah, that case is just so out of hand. And then you have the creators who just cover him day after day after day after day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not positive for his life in any way.
Mm-mm.
He'd be
It's
better
really
off to
not.
turn 18, legally change his name,
His
and then
name.
contact his parents.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I would be mad if I had a missing child and all of my child's, personal information.
Was out there.
Yeah, especially the essay,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm telling you, I'd be suing motherfuckers left and right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I'd
bad.
have a
I
list.
just I just feel bad for him. I feel
I do too. Yeah.
there, um, it's hard to say. I think if and when he's found, however he's found, um, I think we're all going to be shocked, and everyone, and a lot of people, not everyone, but the people that have taken sides and,
Hmm.
whatever, they're going to face a huge reality.
Oh yeah, and what are they gonna
Because,
do? Say, "I'm sorry"? I mean, it's
well,
gone so far that it's
I
past
know. Is
even
sorry
being able
really going to
to.
cut it? And is sorry
No,
really going to cut it? Because,
absolutely
like,
not.
like Arctic said, like, do you really think that Bullhorn Betty's going to apologize? Hell
Oh,
no.
no, none of them are.
I
None
mean,
of them are.
I don't think, yeah, I don't see, yeah, did Bullhorn Betty apologize about, because wasn't she, like, one of the protesters outside Quentin Simons?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
she
I
was.
don't, did she apologize for that? Like,
I don't watch
well,
her,
she don't,
so I don't know,
yeah, I
but
don't,
I highly doubt it.
yeah,
I
she's not
mean,
going to apologize for anything she does. Because
she has
she's way
very
too prideful.
she has a lot of narcissistic tendencies, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that she would take it to her grave, before she would publicly apologize, but that's just my
Swallow her
opinion.
pride.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more. I mean, I don't know. There's other creators too that I don't think will apologize either. There's some that might. I
Mhm.
have I have ones in mind that are integral about it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I was very, very frustrated the other night, and I am very thankful for those that came into my live and helped me understand things and let me talk
Mhm.
it out, because the these when that's all you do all day on a daily base, well, not on a daily basis, but on my days off, in my one true, you know hobby outside of my work
Mhm.
life is true crime.
Mhm.
It can get really heavy and really
Oh, yeah.
frustrating, and I'd like to say, oh, I need to take a step back, but how do you do that when you're so invested in stuff and so interested and,
Oh, yeah.
want to learn and want to make awareness? Like, like, I can't make awareness enough, because, my city unless I'm living under a rock, but I don't just get to go out in my city and meet like-minded people.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of people around here like-minded.
Mhm.
And um, I am looking very, very forward to, I will say this, I'll tell you guys this. Um, I am going to an event at the Astro here in Omaha. Um,
Ooh, what kind
yeah,
of event?
it's I don't know if you've heard of Rachel Tolles, I think is her name.
Mm-mm.
She's I don't know who she is, but she's going to be the host of, it's called The Psychology of a Murderer.
Ooh,
And
that's right up my alley.
yeah, yeah. And it's The Psychology of a Murderer, and she's going to talk about, obviously, a murderer psychology,
Uh-huh.
psyche and all that stuff. I went to another event, the Cold Case Live,
Ooh.
with Joe Kennedy, and how they go about solving cold cases. So
Mhm.
that
Now, how are you
venue,
getting to go to all these places? You've been to CrimeCon, what, once or twice?
I've only been to one crime con. However, I'm going to Denver in
And now you're
September.
going to now you're going to another event, and then you've been to the cold case
The
one.
Cold Case Live, that was in Omaha though. So
Okay,
it's
well,
not
I'm packing up and I'm moving in with you.
um I don't know how often they have events like that at the Astro, but every time I see one I try to get tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, this will only be my second event at the Astro, but let me tell you, the Astro, like, the ticket prices aren't bad, But I went to get a mixed drink in a water at the Astro, and it was like almost $20. It was like $18. So they are
You know where my brain goes every time you say Astro.
where, oh my God. Um,
You know me. It's not, I
yeah.
can't,
I know.
I just can't not.
But
The Astro.
they are very proud of their prices, and
Oh, that's a
it's,
lot of money.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, $18 for like a bottle of water, a 12-ounce bottle of water, and a mixed drink. And I'm like, whoa.
Wow. Jeez
So
Louise.
I just held myself to one mixed drink and one bottle of water.
So what
And
is the case that you're talking about tonight? I haven't heard of it.
yeah, you probably haven't. It's a case out of Wyoming. Um, that's, I mean, and I'm gonna try and cover Wyoming cases because I don't know if there's a lot of information on them. I'm sure there's plenty of them, but my dad lives in Wyoming. My mom grew up there, and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um, so I have an interest in stuff like that. So I found Irene,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, so she moved to when she moved from Kenya, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
is where she was from. She's Kenyan,
Okay.
and she moved to Gillette at some point, or she moved to Boise first, and I think her brothers lived in Boise, or I think they lived
Mm-hmm.
in Boise together, and then she got a job in Gillette, good old Gillette,
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Yes.
Okay.
And um found this boyfriend, and then went missing on February 24th, 2022.
Uh-huh.
She was last seen during a video chat with her family and was reported missing by her brother about a month later. Her boyfriend, Heitman, whom Gakwa had been living with, pleaded guilty to theft, unlawful use of a credit card, and crimes against intellectual property Tuesday for reportedly withdrawing $3,700 from
Mm-hmm.
Gakwa's bank account, spending $3,230 on her credit card, and changing her online bank password, all
Mm-hmm.
after she disappeared.
Oh, that's where
Heitman,
the intellectual property comes in,
mm-hmm.
the password change.
Yeah,
Okay.
Heitman pleaded not guilty to charges when he was first arrested in May of 2022 on 5 felony charges, but changed his plea Tuesday. And this article is from March 30th, 2023, so it's a little bit old, but um, Heitman pleaded not guilty to the charges when he was first arrested in May 2022 on 5 felony charges, but changed his plea Tuesday in exchange for prosecutors dropping 1 count of theft and 1 count of crimes against intellectual property. Gakwa's older brother, Kennedy Wainona, told CNN. Heitman's $10,000 bond, which he'd been out on since May, was revoked following his plea, and he was taken into custody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the key background. Gakwa
Okay.
immigrated from Kenya to Idaho in May 2019 to study nursing. Gakwa started dating Heitman in 2020 after they met on a Craigslist forum, and they
Oh,
moved.
Lord.
Yeah, yeah. And they moved to Wyoming together in July of 2021. Gakwa's relationship with Heitman was on and off, her family claims, and they didn't know that he and Gakwa had moved to Wyoming together until they reported her missing. She had told them she was moving to Arizona for a warmer climate. Gakwa's older brother Chris told the true crime TV show Dateline. Gakwa's family became suspicious in late February when Gakwa stopped video chatting and started texting to them in English instead of Swahili. They
Mm-hmm.
reported her missing shortly after her text stopped on March 9th. Heitman testified in an affidavit that Gakwa left voluntarily in late February after packing her clothes and leaving their house in a dark SUV. He officially became a person of interest in April 2022 after police announced they were looking for information about a gray or silver Subaru Crosstrek with Idaho license plates, which matches Heitman's car, seen driving on rural and private land in Campbell County, which is where Gillette is.
Mhm.
Wyoming on private land in Campbell County, Wyoming, between the time Gakwa was last seen and when she was reported missing. The police also announced that they were interested in a 55-gallon metal drum that could have been
Oh.
burned or abandoned. The police told Gakwa's family that one of Heitman's neighbors reported a fire in an oil drum in Heitman's backyard while Gakwa was missing. Her brother Kennedy alleges, but police have not confirmed this statement. A search of Heitman's house in October 2022 revealed a shovel and boots he had reportedly purchased with Gakwa's money. No other findings were publicized. A
Huh.
group of women from Gillette have conducted period searches over hundreds of miles for the elusive 55-gallon drum. The searches have reportedly turned up plenty of oil barrels. Campbell County has lots of oil and natural gas fields, but none containing evidence. Some barrels can't be searched because they're on private property, potentially explaining why police are interested in cars that trespassed on private land around the time of Gakwa's disappearance. Help find Irene.
Yeah, how old was Irene when she went missing?
Hold on one second.
It's interesting that she told her family she was moving to Arizona, but moved to
Yeah,
Wyoming. What is the reason that she didn't want her family to
I
know?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very hold on one second.
I'm guessing she's young.
Yeah, she was 34 when she went missing. Irene Gakwa went missing from her home. I think. Oh, she was 35 when she went. Oh, here we go. Um, Irene Gakwa was 35 years old when she went missing in Gillette, Wyoming on February 24th. She was born July 20th, 1989. She's a black woman from Kenya. Her family was still searching for answers about her more than 7 months after she went missing. Her older brother, Chris, said that the search became more difficult each day.
Hmm. Have you seen if she had her own vehicle anywhere, or
Um,
aside from her leaving in this mysterious SUV?
hold on.
Mhm. So he's served his time and he's out.
I am not sure. I thought. Oh, hold on. Oh, why is it not?
I'm sure he didn't get that many years. If he changed his plea to guilty, I'm sure they offered him
He's now
something.
serving, it says, okay, so February 18th of last year is what is this says. Irene Gakwa, now 34, vanished. Oh, Heitman, 40, is now, and this was last in February of 24, so he's probably 41 now, is now serving a 3 to 6 year sentence in Wyoming State Prison after pleading guilty last fall to 3 felonies related to financial and intellectual property crimes against her.
Oh, okay. So he probably is still in.
Yeah, because this is just, oh yeah, because it hasn't
Yeah.
been, let me see.
I wonder if she went back to Kenya.
I don't think so.
Does it say, do the police suspect foul play?
Absolutely.
Because he's a person of interest.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they didn't, that he wouldn't be where he's at.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm glad you
Ju-
bring these cases that nobody else has heard of
well, they're
to
just, yeah, they're
YouTube.
just like more local to me.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what I'm going to focus on until CrimeCon. Um, and then after CrimeCon, I'll probably do some, I have a plan for after CrimeCon too, but I have, I've got a whole list of cases I'm going to do from just like around here and ones that I know about.
Hmm.
And I am completely booked with them. There's so many.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely,
We need more people to cover cases like this because I'm tired of the cherry picking. You know, they pick and choose which
yeah.
cases they want to cover and give so much attention to, and it's just
Here's
not.
another thing. Um, Now this is as of June 15th, 2023. We
Hmm.
are happy with the outcome of the current charges, Kennedy tells People exclusively. So this is one of her brothers. I think
Hmm.
her brother's name is Chris and Kennedy. Kennedy is one and Chris is the other one. However, we are still wondering what happened to our sister Irene. The boyfriend of Wyoming nursing student Irene Gakwa will spend up to the next 6 years in prison and will have to pay 13,200 in fines and restitution after pleading guilty to stealing her money, using her credit cards, and deleting her email account after she went missing in 2022. On
Wow, that is
Wednesday,
so suspicious.
Campbell County District Court Judge James Mike Kelsey sentenced Nathan Heitman, 39 at the time, of Gillette, to 3 to 6 years in prison sentence for felony theft, unlawful use of a credit card convictions at his sentencing hearing. The sentences will run concurrently with a suspended 2 to 3 year sentence for crimes against intellectual property.
Hmm.
In lieu of that sentence, the judge sentenced Heitman to 3 years of supervised probation after he is released from prison, according to the outlet. He ordered Heitman to pay $13,200 in fines, fees, and restitution. He also must pay fines of $2,000 for each of the 3 convictions, the newspaper reported, and the judge suspended one of the fines. He also ordered Heitman to pay $3,666.46 in restitution for the money he stole from Gakwa's checking account and $3,230.65 for what he charged on her credit cards. He was ordered to pay $825 in other fees and $1,500 for the cost of his public defender. The sentencing comes just 3 months after Heitman pleaded guilty to 3 of 5 felonies he was accused of. He entered the plea in March, less than a week before his 10-day trial was expected to begin April 3rd of obviously 2022, I believe.
Hmm.
In exchange for his 2023. Prosecutors agreed to drop 2 of the related charges. So Gakwa's 2 brothers who live in the U.S. and her parents who live in her native Kenya are relieved that Heitman is heading to prison. We are happy with the outcome of the current charges. However, we are still wondering what happened to our sister Irene. She was
Hmm.
32 when she vanished while she was living with Heitman and Gillette. The last time her family heard from her was 2024 when she spoke to her parents in Kenya in a video call on WhatsApp.
Hmm. Do you have a photo of her?
I do, but I don't know how to share anything on my screen or whatever.
Are you on your computer or your laptop?
I'm on an iPad.
At the bottom where it says share screen?
Uh, More.
Hmm.
Um, Oh, here's what I could do, I bet. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to change it. We ain't changed yet. Let me...
I'd do it from my side, but I'm on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, Mom! Mom's here!
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I just think it's very, I don't know. From the way it sounds, I think it's, I mean, we've seen people that, have started fires after someone has gone missing.
Yeah, I can't believe
And,
she's been missing this many years and, hadn't heard about it.
yeah.
Well, I can, but
Well, it's because it's in Wyoming and, you know.
yeah.
And also, she's a person of color.
Hmm.
People of color don't get near as
Right. Right.
much attention. And I just don't, that's another reason I wanted to bring it, because she's a person of color, and it happens way more than people know, and
Hmm.
they don't, you know, I don't always like my privilege, I guess, because I'm no better than the next guy.
Right. Yeah, I hate the cherry picking.
Yeah.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, they're going to be all over the news.
Yep. I think she was I mean, she's fairly pretty. She was very smart, I think, from the,
Yeah.
sounds of it. What did it say that she did? I think she worked for a financial something. I don't know what she did in Gillette, but when I first read, I thought she maybe did something at a bank or something, or a
Hmm.
financial something in Idaho.
And
Um,
you said she was going to go to nursing school?
oh yeah, they said she was going to study nursing. I wonder if she was,
Well,
um,
it definitely sounds like he did something to start using her checking account, her credit cards.
yeah.
Obviously, he didn't anticipate her coming back, to file charges against him for that. So he just got caught up in those charges. But definitely sounds
Oh,
like,
she moved to Boise to study nursing.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I was way off on that. But I think maybe I heard that maybe he did something in financial. Well, he was a financial crook, is what he was.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I mean, yeah, he was financially something. He was a financial crook. Uh, anyways, yeah. It was her boyfriend told them Irene took a couple of trash bags with her, got into a dark SUV, and left. Um, Hi, Betty Joe.
Hey, Betty
Thank you
Joe.
for joining me.
It's about damn time you got over here.
Um, well, this is totally random, so I'm totally surprised that you guys are joining me. I thought I was going to be all alone. Um,
I can't see how many are in chat, but I did share. I can't see the chat either. I don't
I
even have it on.
see, I see Laura, Mom, Betty Joe. I think that's the only ones.
Oh, okay.
But the SUV that she got into was, hold on, concerning a gray or silver colored Subaru Crosstrek with Idaho plates. which may have been seen trespassing on private property or appearing out of place in rural areas.
But you said that vehicle is registered to her boyfriend?
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, her boyfriend told the police that she left in this vehicle that is registered to him. Is that right?
What did he say? Hold on. Unbeknownst to Kennedy and his brother, Heitman and Gakwa up and moved from Boise to Gillette without telling them. But she still spoke regularly to her parents in Kenya. They grew worried when they were unable to reach her on WhatsApp, but began receiving odd text messages from her that didn't sound like her at all.
Oh, gosh.
Her boyfriend told them Irene took a couple of trash bags with her, got into a dark SUV, and left.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, they realized that her social media accounts had been mysteriously deleted that didn't sound like Irene. All of us were just freaking out. Despite numerous searches organized by the family and neighbors and an ongoing police investigation, Gakwa is still nowhere to be found. Information obtained through the Gillette police said information obtained through investigation suggests Irene went missing under suspicious circumstances. They are asking for public information on a gray or silver colored Subaru Crosstrek with Idaho plates. So that may have been his. So his story may have been different than what they are looking for. You know what I mean? Like he said, oh, she went and got into this, this car. But they are looking for this Subaru Crosstrek with Idaho plates that may have been seen trespassing on private property or appearing out of place in rural areas because he may have been bringing her somewhere, is what they're trying to say.
How many times have we heard this? That she left in a dark SUV, and then they start texting, pretending that that they're her. It's the same thing over and over. It's like they have a manual, like a to-do guide.
Ooh, find Irene Gakwa on Facebook.
Next time you do a live, if you want to screen share and show articles and pictures, just send me a message and then I'll come on from my laptop. That way I can share.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything. On here. Let me go to photos. I'm sorry, I'm just looking on
Oh, it's fine. I'm just listening
Facebook
to music.
Yeah, I these cases are also frustrating just because there's just the information that we have and not much more. And,
Yeah.
But.
And there's a lot of missing women out of Wyoming and Utah. a lot of indigenous women.
Oh, Oh, I was just going to say, absolutely, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is so fishy. I'd never heard about this case before today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what happened to this. Well, I mean, I think that he probably, I don't know what the cause of death was, but I think he burned her and put her in the drum because they're looking for the drum.
So there was
And
people who seen that, you know, he was having a fire in his backyard
in his backyard, yeah.
with a drum, and then the
Yeah.
drum disappeared.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I think they've looked in drums, but there's certain areas they can't search because of the oil industry
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Wow.
Who knows? I mean, look at Chris Watts.
Ugh.
He put
That
them
case.
in. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't want to talk about that, but being on my countdown to CrimeCon, I'm going to, because it's a Colorado. Like I can't
You're gonna be there.
I can't talk about Colorado cases and leave out Chris Watts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming soon, or not soon, but at some point.
What are the dates for CrimeCon this year?
It's the 5th, 6th, and 7th of September. I thought it was Labor Day weekend, but it's the weekend before.
Oh, you're going to Colorado in September?
Yes.
You're gonna freeze. Well, you're used to cold, aren't you?
Yeah. No, girl, it's gonna be awesome. It's the beginning of September, so the resort will hopefully still have the swimming area open.
Really?
Yeah.
Swimming in September in Colorado? I don't know why, but when I think Colorado, I just think,
oh, honey, it's hot.
Cold.
It gets, you know how you think it gets cold in Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
It gets equally as hot.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alabama's weather is bipolar right now. It's all over the place.
Yeah, ours is too. We've been really nice, but it's also like it started to sprinkle tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it's supposed to do tomorrow. But before, like a couple, yeah, Laura, right?
We're supposed to have severe storms again Wednesday. And, you know, I'm still a little
freaked out from the incident.
Yes. So
I would be. That was awful, girl.
It was, yeah. But every time,
didn't your car get like pushed around? And
well, I was coming down the street to my house when it's called a microburst.
Yeah.
When it hit our neighborhood, and I was over live wires, and then I had live wires on top of my car.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know was ahead of me, which would have been basically my front yard because I couldn't see, a 92-ton tree had come down and pulled live wires on the house, and my son was trapped in the house.
And took the house off the base, didn't it?
Yeah, it moved my whole house. It shifted the whole house off of the pillars.
Yeah.
And that tree, when the tree went down, it actually dented the asphalt out here. That's how big that tree was. But when it went down, it yanked up all the plumbing that was underground from the meter, and it pulled all the plumbing from my house and yanked it. And that was
what a mess. What a
mess. That was a disaster. I can't even. How long were we in hotels? Do you remember how long we had to stay in hotels?
Were you there for like 2 or 3 or 2 weeks or a month or something like that?
I think so. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yep. So now when I hear there's a storm, usually I go get a hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be scared too. That's awful. But yeah, I'm excited for CrimeCon. Just because it's in Denver and I know Denver and I'm gonna like if I want to, I can like go out on the town and like when I was in Nashville, like I didn't know the town, I didn't know anybody there. I have family in Denver and whatnot, so
Oh, that'll be fun.
I'm still staying at the host hotel though. But it's just more familiarity, I
Yeah.
guess.
So are
So,
you flying or driving?
oh, I'm driving. It's close enough to drive, girl. It's only like 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like 30 hours for me.
Yeah, it probably would be.
I'm damn sure not flying anytime soon.
No, I'm actually kind of glad I'm not flying because I mean, I'm not scared of flying, but I would rather just avoid it if I can right now.
Right now, yeah.
It's never been more dangerous.
Yeah.
But um but yeah, I think yeah, Laura, I think that he burned her,
That's what it sounds
put
like.
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
you hear enough of these cases that you kind of know, you know, what you suspect happened. I mean,
Yeah,
it kind of all, after so many, they kind of all blend together, don't they, Avery?
they do. Yeah.
You hear
And
it
you
time and
and
time again.
you see some of the dumbest criminals ever, like how do they think that they're going to, dismember somebody right there in their home or in their yard or burn somebody in their yard? Have these people never heard of a pig farm? Starve some
Yeah,
pigs for 2 weeks and pull the teeth out and drop the body there? I mean,
yeah. Didn't you hear? Have you? I can't remember who it was, but the parents fed the kid literally to the pigs.
no, which one was
Oh,
that?
oh, girl, that I don't. I'll look it up, but it
Oh
ain't
my God.
it ain't fun to hear about.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh Lord, yeah, I have, and they went and literally like tried to go through like the pig poo to
Oh wow.
yeah, it's awful. Like some of the I don't know.
Oh,
It was
goodness.
I think the kid was like young, like
Oh,
2 years or something like that.
hey, that reminds me. Have they found the little 2-year-old Dane, what's his name? Dane that they're looking for
Dane
in
Paulson?
yeah, have they found him yet?
I don't know.
He went missing yesterday.
Yeah. I do know that Laura in chat um there has been in the past couple of months a couple kids from Shadron um that went missing, but they've both been home. They've both been found. A boy was missing in like December or something and he got found a couple days later. It didn't sound good to me because they found like his like they found some of his clothing in the back of a car and whatever, and I didn't think he was coming
Hmm.
home, and then they found him a couple days later. And then this other girl um oh my um uh but yeah, this girl went missing a few days ago, and then she was found like the next day or something. So I'm
Thank
really
goodness.
glad that, a town as small as Shatter the PD can, really get
Hmm.
on cases and, look for people and
Right.
whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
too many kids go missing.
Yeah, I'm glad that the ones in Shattern are found, though, so far.
I am worried about the 2-year-old little boy that went missing yesterday. Dane,
Yeah.
I mean, they've been searching, and you know, how far can a 2-year-old get before he gets tired and
Well, um,
worrisome?
Laura says I have a really good idea. Don't kill people. Yeah, what a
Hmm.
concept. That needs more attention. All this shit happens there for sure. Yeah. Um, uh, Dane Paulson
Hmm. And
went
he's
missing.
so adorable.
He is adorable.
But then again, I think all 2-year-olds are adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad that there are, ones being found too. But wasn't Phoenix Wilkerson found?
Yeah, I was there. I was searching for him, remember?
Yeah. Because was he like 6 though? Is he the one
He
that,
was he was autistic, and he wasn't 6. He was 4.
4?
Was he 4?
4? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
they
the one
found it,
that I was down there
and they
searching,
found him in
and
the woods, right?
yeah, we found him in the
Like
woods.
like a couple miles?
Hmm. That was the one
Oh,
down in Clayton, Alabama, and his parents ended up getting arrested. So when they found him, they took him to Children's Hospital in Birmingham. He
yeah.
tested positive for meth. They went back and searched his parents' place, and
Because
turns
didn't they
out,
live like in a trailer or something? And then
yeah,
the mom
and-
went, the mom went to the bathroom, and the dad was sleeping, or the boyfriend was sleeping.
yeah, that was all lies, because it turns out that they were smoking meth together, and their other child
Uh,
also tested positive. So they got arrested, and I believe the kids were removed from them.
well, I
But
hope they're in better hands now.
but Phoenix, like I said, he's autistic, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you never would have known he had been running the woods in the wintertime for
I know, because the way he was found,
2 nights and 2 days, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm here."
right?
And I'm like, all of us, we're like, "Dang, boy, we have been searching for you."
Oh, yes. Yes, Laura, the native people, um, I am, let me think I am also, there is a missing, you've probably heard of her, or Avery, I'm sure you have, Laura, I don't know about you, but, um, uh, I do plan on, covering, Jermaine Charlo as well. She's a missing, native, uh,
Yeah, I just
girl in Montana.
I
Um,
actually just seen that one earlier.
yeah,
Hmm.
close to where my aunt lives. So I'm going to cover her case before CrimeCon as well. She's on my list. Um, but Avery, I mean, I don't know how much you know about this. So Laura and I are, we lived out west in the panhandle of Nebraska, closer to Rapid City, South Dakota.
Hmm.
And it's near the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation.
Oh,
And
okay.
it is, I mean, there's probably so many that go unreported. I
Yeah.
mean, in any reservation. I mean, I even look at, my dad lives in Wyoming, 2 miles from in Riverton,
Hmm.
and it's 2 miles from the Wind River Reservation, and the amount of people that probably go missing and unreported is just
Hmm.
mind-boggling. Like, you don't even know,
Right.
because yeah, it's just unfathomable.
And a large part
And
of it is, if they live on the reservation, then they're under Indian law.
yeah, the what's it called, the um Indian of uh, uh
It's
oh
the
god,
Native American
yeah, it's
Protection
called the
Act.
Is
Totally.
it the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs?
Right. That and see, that's a big problem because,
Yes.
but I think
Thank
that
you, Laura. Hey, Shishi.
oh, hey, Shishi.
Thank you for joining.
There needs to be a loophole, where law enforcement outside of the reservation can work more,
Yeah.
with, yeah. And then I'm not sure how it works, or what the reason is for there's a lot of indigenous
Because
women who they
it's
don't live
because
on the
they're
reservation.
protecting it's because they're protecting the law of the land. Like
Mhm.
they think they're protecting the land is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, women and children. So I don't. Do you guys know? Have you guys heard of Jeremy Renner,
Oh, that
the
sounds
actor?
familiar.
He like he got some condition recently, or a couple to few years ago. I think he's doing okay now, but something happened to him. But before he got this issue that happened to him, he was in a movie called Wind River, and I
Mhm.
absolutely love that movie because it took place. I mean, it's dramatized, but um,
Yeah.
it portrays very, very closely to what actually happens.
Mhm.
And at the end of the movie, it says that there is, and this is true. I mean, because it
Well,
is
don't
based on
tell
a
me
true
the end.
story.
Don't tell me the end in case I decide to watch it.
No, it's not like the ending spoiler. It just says
Okay.
that in the end, it says that there is a statistic for every demographic of people missing
Oh, yeah,
except
that's true.
for Native American women.
That's absolutely 100% true.
Nobody knows exactly how many are missing.
Yep. That is true.
And let me just say something else. Like, I lived, you know, I basically grew up in the Panhandle, close to Pine Ridge, and my grandparents took I lived with my grandparents, and I think one Easter. Don't you love it, Laura? Oh my gosh. I could watch it several times and still not be tired of
What's
it.
it called again? Wind River?
Wind River, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on my.
Jeremy Renner's in it, and oh my
Is
gosh,
he hot?
yes.
Is he
Yeah,
hot? Oh, okay.
of
That's going on my
course.
list.
Um, so, I lived out there my whole life, and it, my grandparents took me on a cruise. We just went up to the casino up there, and then we took the long way home, and it's devastating. It is absolutely devastating to see the conditions of some of the places. And
Yeah.
then also when I went to Montana to visit my aunt for and my cousins for a week, um, when I hit I don't know what reservation it's on, but when I hit Hardin, Montana, I knew I was on the res.
Mm.
I mean,
You could tell
it's
just by the
yeah,
look. Yeah.
just by the way the town looked. Um, I had to use the restroom, so I went into a general Dollar General or something, and it was just in awful shape. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, nothing's taken care of, nothing is, you know, but yeah, you know you're you're on the res when you're in Hardin, Montana. That's all I can say. And
Mhm.
it's just, but to know what go like, um, uh, I can't remember what I was gonna say, but
Oh God, you just pulled an Avery squirrel.
I did. Yep, absolutely. Um, but yeah, I teaching in schools on or near the oh yeah. Laura, thank you. um you know, my dad had a kid that wrestled for him, and oh my gosh, he was just he like, the kid was not too bright, let's just put it that way. I'll just leave it at that, but an amazing wrestler, okay? Amazing wrestler.
You're terrible.
But some but the family lives are sometimes just awful, and it really one
Hey,
year
JC,
I'm just going to
I'm
say
gonna
this.
JC, I'm gonna mute out for a minute because Jaden's I gotta give
Okay.
him some medicine.
Okay. Um but anyway, yeah, so the family lives are terrible, and it really, this one particular time, uh the family life really interfered with his wrestling, and it basically um hindered him from continuing on in the wrestling tournament. And this kid had a real chance of winning the wrestling tournament, and he was late for weigh-ins because he couldn't find his keys, and you know um it just, so then he had to forfeit the wrestling tournament, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and that's just, I mean, that's very, very minor compared to some of the other things, but home lives can really, really be detrimental. So um but yeah, that's a very good, I like Wind River a lot. It portrays very it portrays very closely what happens on reservations with missing people and what can happen. But yeah, Irene, I don't think she has a chance of being found because I think she's in the drum. But read the book The Res. It's amazing, written by Ian Fraser, about the short life of Susan Big Crow. Thank you, Laura, for that. I will look into that.
I'm back, and I think I have that book, The Res.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Laura
I think
just
I'm pretty positive I have that book.
nice.
I don't think I've read it.
Oh, I don't read any of my books. I get them all on Audible.
Oh, I have hundreds of books.
I
And
have
then
a
I'll
lot of I
forget
have a lot of hard copies too, but
I'll forget what I read.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Irene, I don't think she has a chance to be found because I think she's in the drum. I mean, when you, like I say, like when you hear so many of these cases, it kind of, they all turn into kind of the same story, different story, but same.
Instead of sending him to prison, they should have actually, I would think it would have worked better if they would have given him
I just wish that they could
like
find.
probation.
I wonder if
Because
they don't.
then they could watch him.
I wonder if they can't. Well, he's on probation after he gets out of prison, but I mean,
But if they didn't give him prison and just probation, they could be, surveilling him, watching
yeah,
him, and possibly, lead them to her.
trying to find where her body may be.
Mm-hmm. It's like that case. What's that case? We covered it on Scarlet's.
Which one?
Is it Anthony Aviles? You know, he was traveling. Oh, Lord. What was his girlfriend's name?
Katie Ferguson?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they still have no idea
Yeah,
where
Katie
she is.
Ferguson.
She's never been found.
No.
And
She could be anywhere from Texas to Wyoming, honey.
Yeah, and he's locked up on
Yep.
gun charges and stuff.
Yep.
So they can't,
'cause
I think that's the stupidest thing for investigators to do.
I talked to Katie's sister personally on because I
Oh,
found her on
really?
Facebook. Yeah, because I found that's another Wyoming case. I mean, you know, they were from Cody.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I took interest in her case, is because it was in Cody, and I'm like, Cody, Wyoming, like that's, you know, a town of what, 3,000 people, like, and it's in Wyoming. So, you know, I was interested in it. So I found her on Facebook and straight up, you know, talked to her about everything. And
the only other hope, I would think, if they put these guys in jail or prison, would be to try to have somebody in there, you know, to
like have an undercover.
Yeah, to get information.
To get him to confess.
I just don't see how locking them up is going to lead them to these bodies.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have been a private investigator. Hey, you missed my PI flyer, my bounty hunter flyer.
Oh, yeah.
You missed it.
But yeah, Katie could be anywhere because he was pulled over in Texas, or they were pulled over in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time he was pulled over was in Colorado, and she wasn't with him. So she's anywhere from Texas to Colorado.
And he definitely did something, because there's gunshot holes in the passenger door. The passenger seat is gone.
And a lot of red liquid stains.
Oh, and it was putrefied. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They definitely said that the amount of red stuff was enough to determine her deceased. And that was in front of, what, 2 kids?
Yeah, in front of her 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the kids told the police that Daddy hurt Mommy.
Yeah. Yep.
But he's still not, you know, he doesn't have any charges, you know, for her death.
Right. He's in jail, though.
Yeah.
But
he's on gun charges and stuff. But
yeah, you want to get him for something more than that, though. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah. I just think if I was a detective, you know, I probably would not want them in jail. I'd want them out so I could, you know, kind of follow them, see what they're doing. Because a lot of times they go back to the crime scene, or they'll go back to wherever they put the body to see if it's still there.
For some reason, I don't think in his case he would, just because it's so far away.
Or it depends on where he put her.
It depends on where he put her, though. You're right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. But Nicole Baldwin's never been found either, has she?
I don't think so. And neither has Suzanne Morphew. Is it Morphew?
The guy Barry Morphew, the Colorado girl.
Yeah, and Suzanne Simpson, the newest Suzanne. I'm thinking of both of them at the same time, because their husbands look so much alike to me.
Barry Morphew and Bart is his brother. Bart Simpson is the brother, but the other guy is Brad Simpson.
Yeah.
Yes,
and they all have that blank look in their eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about the list of cases we know of people missing, never been found, and we know, you know, for certain that they're not alive, it's a pretty long list.
Yeah, what's Bear Brook? Laura said that is the podcast name Bear Brook? Hold on, she mentioned about it earlier.
Can you highlight her comments so I could see?
I was thinking that too. The Bear Brook podcast has me looking at drums differently.
Oh, that sounds like a good podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I'll never look at him the same after Chris Watts, but there's other ones too that...
Oh, Drew Peterson. He's another one who had a drum, and they still haven't found his wife either, Lacey Peterson.
Yeah. Different than the Scott Peterson, but yeah.
Mhm.
Because Drew...
No, not Lacey Peterson. What is Drew's wife's name? Not Lacey. It's, oh, shit.
Well, which wife? Because he had 3.
Well, the last one, the one who disappeared. Stacy.
Stacy.
Yeah.
I knew it rhymed with Lacey.
And was it his brother who testified that he helped him move a really heavy drum?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. Oh, yeah, Amy Rowe. Amy Rowe's on my list, Laura. No worries, girl. We're going to get real deep into that one. Yeah. Amy Rowe is coming up very soon because I was going to do Irene and Amy together because they're my main Wyoming cases. So yes, Amy Rowe is coming up soon. Stay tuned for that one if you all want to join in. Yeah, because Drew had like 3 wives, didn't he?
Yeah.
But wasn't he much, much older than Stacy?
Yes. He was way older. I don't know what she's seen in him.
25?
Yeah.
I'm saying like 25 years, like 25 or 30 years.
Big age difference.
Yeah.
And the wife before her, he killed her too. They were divorced and lived like a block apart.
No, Laura, you're thinking of Scott and Lacey. We're talking about Drew and Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
Common name Peterson.
It's easy to confuse those two. Drew Peterson was the police officer.
Yes.
And there's actually a movie. There's a movie or a documentary out on it. And his third wife, her name is Stacy, and she was like 20, 25 years younger than him. And then she was going to leave him. And then, of course, she ended up disappearing. The wife before that, they were divorced and they lived like a block apart. And he went over to her house because he was taking the kids back to her and she wouldn't answer the door. He called one of his police officer friends and they came and they found her deceased in the bathtub. Well, come to find out, he was behind that too. JC? JC? Oh my God, she left me. Did you guys hear me? She left me.
Hold on one moment. No, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
I'm here. Sorry. Hold on.
Okay. She should know better than to leave me alone on a panel.
But yeah, and then his first wife, what happened to her?
I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Because I feel like there was a first wife, and I can't remember.
Yeah, Stacy was his third. But I don't know if she died or...
I'm positive that he took Stacy's life. And she was in that drum.
I mean, when you listen... Oh, Ruby, Frank, don't... Oh, Laura. Oh, Ruby, Frankie, don't even get me started.
Oh, have you seen that Casey Anthony has been all over?
Yes, I
Ah,
yes. I don't want to hear about it. I don't even want to.
I'm just like, she says, I'm gonna, what did she say? Reintroduce myself and this and that. I'm like, you're the
As an advocate.
for
Hi,
children.
Clark you. Oh, that's even worse.
I was
That's,
like, she's one of the most hated women in America, and she's gonna
I
reintroduce
don't
herself.
I don't understand how she thinks that. I don't understand people and their thought process.
I don't either. She would have been better off just to move to an island, and
Oh, yeah.
she's
Mm.
so cocky. She's so
She's
cocky about herself.
still, still.
Yeah, I
Well,
noticed
wouldn't you
that.
be? I mean, wouldn't you be too, though, if you got away with it? I mean, come on.
I mean, I couldn't kill my child
I think
anyhow,
I
but
I
even
also
if I
think
accidentally did, I couldn't live with myself.
mm-mm.
I wouldn't stay.
If it I mean, if it was an accident, just say it was an accident and you know, I don't it
Mhm.
wasn't it was no accident though. This case was no accident.
Well, no, because you don't go partying and,
And
you know,
get a
doing,
tattoo of living the life or whatever the hell she
yeah,
got.
yeah.
But my other this child was failed on so many other levels because her parents. I mean,
Who?
Casey's parents.
Oh, okay.
They're what's his name? George. Yeah.
George. Hmm.
Yeah. It,
Yeah,
they're
I agree.
suspicious on my list too, and they should,
Well,
you know.
so they did, okay, her parents did this, it
Yeah, the
was like a
Peacock. Yeah, the Peacock
documentary.
interview.
Yeah, and George, they showed a recording of him, and I believe he was speaking at Kaylee's service, maybe, or a memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that he missed the taste of
Oh yeah. Oh
her
yeah.
sweat, I was like,
That's just that's
what
too
the what?
that's too
That's your
cringy.
grandbaby.
That's cringy. Absolutely cringy.
It was weird. It really
Can you
was.
guys but um Laura about Ruby Frankie. I don't even know like would have it's mind-blowing because the only reason that I think that this got uncovered is because the kid broke out the
Hmm.
house, went running down the street and went to the neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Because the
it's
dad was too much of a pussy and listened to his wife and just stayed away and didn't see the kids for absolutely no damn reason. What man does that for what, a
well,
year?
at first I thought
Mm.
that he didn't know much. He was kind of maybe that he didn't know what
I don't
exactly the
think he
extent
did
was,
know.
but I think he learned. And then Arctic was saying, well, he had to know enough because um he had to know enough of what was going on, but he didn't. He was but was he scared of her?
I mean, I don't think he was scared of her as much as she just
In
controlled him. He was,
well,
because
and
she
it
didn't, her
and if
reason
it
for telling him to go away and stay away from her and the kids
yeah
for a whole year was because um, he watched, was it porn? I believe he had a porn addiction or something, and that was the only problem in their marriage. He wasn't abusive to the kids. He wasn't abusive to
right.
her, but she
Well,
tells
and
him,
they were. I mean, the other thing is let's face it, they were in a cult.
yeah, and she tells him, you go away and you stay away for a year, and you can't have contact with the kids, and you can't have
Mm-hmm.
contact with me, and this will make our marriage better. Now, what man
Because
is actually going to leave and not talk to his kids for a
right,
year or
and I
see his
think
kids?
yeah, And Jody's just as much to blame too. I mean, Jody's disgusting to me.
I think Jody and Ruby had a thing going on.
Oh, I do too. I don't know. But I also watched the whole thing on the Twin Flames the other day too, and I'm just like, what the heck? What the what?
Did you watch the new documentary that just came out on Ruby Frankie?
I think I watched a little bit of it.
Oh, okay.
But
I think
yeah,
it just came out a few days ago.
that's why I watched it the other day, is because I was watching the documentary. But yeah, it's just sad. It's so sad. And oh my god, like, just don't join any cults, people. Just don't join any cults.
I think about how long it took that police officer to get that one little girl, Ruby Frankie's daughter, to come out of the closet.
Oh, I know, right?
What was it, like 2 hours? He had to sit and talk with her.
Yeah.
That child was so scared.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what, though? In all honesty, like, hats off to Shelly, because Shelly has been on to her mom for years.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's getting to where she's doing something about it, and something's being,
Yeah.
I'm glad that Shelly has enough, has been strong enough to do what she's doing.
Yeah, she's advocating, isn't she?
Yeah. It's just sad that she had to start doing stuff at such a young age, and had to see all that happen,
Yeah, I agree.
That's what, FARQ, that's what Annie Elise says, is don't, be nice, don't kill people, and don't join any cults, and stay safe, says Annie Elise. Hats off to Annie Elise.
I can't always be nice, but I can agree to the other two.
Yeah, me too. I agree. Not 100% that I'll be nice to everybody, but not everyone deserves to be nice to. Let's not kill people, okay? Let's don't.
Yeah, let's not kill people.
Yeah, don't kill anybody.
Because then we will have to live in orange suits with metal toilets and
behind metal bars.
No makeup.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like too much fun to me.
No. Not at all.
All
right, girl, well, I'm going to jump down and...
Okay.
But when you go live
thank you for joining me.
Well, of course. If you go live again and you need me to screen share and stuff, just send me a message.
Yeah, let me see. So I'm trying to think when my next plan is, because I'm starting. So let me. Today's I think on the 6th. I think on Thursday, I'm gonna try to. Because I have Thursday off, so I'm gonna try to do something on Thursday. No set time yet, because I am going to the volleyball game. So it might not be until the 11th, because I have the 6th off and then I work the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. So it might not be till the 11th.
Okay.
And then it'll probably be later, because I only have one day off still. So, and I don't wake up until I'm a night person. So,
yeah. Well, either
so
way,
I don't wake up.
Just shoot me a message.
Yes, Laura. The Bear Brook. Is it a podcast? It's a podcast, right? Yeah, I've never heard of that. Oh my gosh. And Avery, I don't know about you, but when I'm going through YouTube and find every, new creator or whatever, I'm like, oh my God, here's more cases that I haven't even heard of. Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, gotta listen to this one, or this one looks interesting. This is a new one I've never heard of. This is a new one.
Hmm.
This is a new one. And it's like, oh my God, how many more can there be?
Yeah,
It's just,
I've actually been finding quite a few new ones that are pretty big channels, and they do the pre-records, but I don't think
hmm
they do lives. But
yeah. Well, that's
yeah,
what I do.
yeah, there's
That,
this one, I'll have to send it to you. It's a guy with he's got like long shaggy hair, and
hmm
he reminds me of the guy off of Shaggy off of Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, but he tells these crime stories, and he tells them so good. So good.
Um, there are, so when I went to get my new phone, the guy at Verizon said that he's into true crime and that he really likes that chapter.
Oh,
Mike,
yeah.
Mike
Yep.
from that chapter. He goes,
Mhm.
"Have you ever?" I kind of get into some conversations with people, and I'm like, "Well, I'm really big into true crime, blah blah blah," and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, I listen to a ton of podcasters and YouTubers, and he goes, "Have you heard of that chapter?" I said, "Oh yeah," and he goes, "Mike's the man," and he's
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, that's what I do in my spare time is I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts." So he
Yeah.
totally knew of Mike from that chapter.
Yeah, I
So,
like that channel.
hmm and um,
I went up on Brooke's panel the other day, and I made Jason Jensen come up with me.
oh yeah, um,
What's her channel? Crime, Lies, and Lines, I believe. Or Crime, Lines, and Lies. And we
who
were talking about
whose is it?
Sebastian. Her name is Brooke, and her channel is it's either Crime, Lies, and
Hey,
Lines, or Crime, Lines, and Lies.
okay.
ELL. Um, yeah, she's got a fairly decent sized channel, and they were talking about Sebastian, and we were talking about stunt dogs and whatnot. So I went up on the panel, and then I brought Jason up there,
Oh,
and of course
nice.
she was like, "Jason, I've been trying to get you to come on my show forever," and he's like, "I don't even know who you are."
um, but yeah, um, I like to um find new people, but I don't like to find new people because it's like I'm I know that it's going to be new stuff, but yeah, it's going to be like it's going to be more stuff.
Right?
It's going to be more, it's just going to overwhelm me even more, but
Yeah.
um
Well, you have to take care of your own mental health, and I don't know, there's got to be something else that you like.
oh
When
yeah.
I get overwhelmed, I go watch my DIY videos or my house
Yeah.
flipping videos, or go to TikTok and watch, funny
Well,
perverted videos.
I
You
tell
have
you
to
what,
find something.
on Friday night I tried to go to the show, but Fridays are really hard for me because I work Thursday night, so sometimes Friday I'm just
Hmm.
like on Valentine's Day I slept until 6 p.m.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Valentine's Day.
I mean, yeah, I slept until 6 p.m. I mean, and I'm talking, it wasn't just Valentine's Day. It's pretty much every Friday. Like, Fridays are just really hard for me. I was going to go to the show. It was my friend's, step down show and whatnot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I just can't go. And then last night, I was supposed, and then Sunday, so Saturday, I didn't have any plans. So I was like, okay, well, Sunday, I'm like, okay, Saturday, I'm just going to also just kind of lounge around and do nothing. Just kind of, take Saturday off as well. And then Sunday, I'm like, okay, I'll be refreshed for Sunday. I'll be able to go to the volleyball game at 3 and then come home, go to the volleyball game at 3, come home, take a nap, get, change my clothes, get ready to go to the show.
Hmm.
Guess what I did?
But
I came home, I ate. No, I went out to eat, I think. No, I didn't even go out to eat. I came home, was going to take a nap, was going to change my clothes. I took a nap, and I didn't wake up till 9:30. And I'm like, I'm like, the show's already started. Like, I, and by the time I got downtown, like, so I miss all the stuff that's supposed to be my, other hobbies because I'm
Yeah.
so, and it's just easier to sit here and
Yeah.
be at home, especially when, I can't, my body is aging and, I get,
Sure you, Helen.
I get aches. Like I literally get aches where, in my legs, and I'm constantly exhausted. My legs ache, and I literally, my whole, all the, like, just the bones in my body just ache, and I can't, like,
How old are
I
you
just,
now?
I just don't have the I just don't have the, and I'm constantly exhausted. I'm
How
40. I
how
turned 40 in November,
mhm. Well,
and
wait till you get to be my age. Look, I had a Charlie horse in my toe the other day, and my
oh,
toe was
that
sticking
sounds,
up. It was sticking up all funkified, and I
oh,
couldn't
that
get my
sounds
toe to go down,
down. Oh my
and it
God,
was
that
so
sounds awful.
painful. And it went
Yeah,
on for like an hour. I thought I was going to have to go to the ER.
yeah. Um, Far Q. Thank you, JC and friends, for this enlightening lesson. I love true crime and I love it. Laura, please join us anytime, girl. You know you're welcome. I sure do miss you and hope you're doing well. Um, Gosh, next time I get out that way, we're gonna have to get together. Um, but yeah, join anytime, Laura. Uh, anyway, for Q, I watch Americans reacting to Aussie stuff. Now, there are some cases, you guys, that I did not realize were uh, not in the United States. Um,
Yeah, there's a
for
lot.
for Q, are you familiar? One of the very first cases I ever listened to, obviously, it was on Kendall Ray. She was my OG, and oh, also, just a plug for Kendall, Higher Hope Foundation. Look into it; it's amazing. God, I hope she goes to CrimeCon because it's in Denver and she's right there. And anyway, uh, uh, Renee Marsden, far cute. Do you know Renee Marsden case? Anyway, Renee Marsden was the girl that got catfished by her best friend, and that was in,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
I've seen that
yep.
one.
I believe she was in Australia. And then there's a lot of Canada cases that I didn't know. Lindsay Buziak was in Canada.
Well, there was a case I covered when I had my channel, and it was a lady from South Africa. And I don't know if you remember, I can't think of what her name is, but she was nearly beheaded after she was, raped.
Unalived.
No, she lived barely, and she advocates now. I cannot think of her name. She had been
Um,
she had been stabbed so many
it wasn't
times.
it wasn't Ashley Reeves, was it?
No, I
Ashley
can't.
Renee Marsden and Ashley Reeves are two
Oh, what is her
cases
name?
from True Crime Daily that I now True Crime News that they were two of my very first ones, and they really, you know, when you first get into true crime and you hear about, the first cases that you hear about really stick with you.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Well, this lady, um, she, I believe she was like leaving her apartment or pulling up to her apartment, and two men got in her car and kidnapped her, and they drove her like way out into the middle of nowhere. And then, they had their rounds doing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then
Stuff.
and then they proceeded to stab her, I want to say like 30, 40 times. And
I remember
somehow
this.
somehow
She
she
Yes.
She played she played
Yep.
dead,
Yep.
and then
And then she
somehow,
didn't she like walk or like
yes, she
she
walked,
walked miles
and her head kept falling on her back because she
and
was
she
almost,
kept and didn't she like hold her intestines in or something?
yes, yes,
Yes.
and she was holding her head up, and she
Yes.
walked miles and got to a main road, and the guy who stopped to help her was a vet tech, I believe,
Mhm.
and um like, they just don't know how she survived that, and I wish I
Yeah.
could remember her name. I just can't, and she was young when it happened. She was, like, 20, 21, something
Yeah.
like that, and I can't think of her name.
I'll tell you here in a second. Allison Botha.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. One of the very first
Allison
cases.
Botha.
Yep. I didn't realize that was her, but yeah, that's one of the first cases I ever heard too.
Mhm.
It grossed me out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that was her. I
Mhm.
remember the name, but I don't remember the. See, and a lot of times I'll remember the details, but not the name. But in this case, I
Yeah.
remembered like the name, but you telling me the details, I didn't remember the name, but I
Mhm.
remember the details. Isn't it crazy? Oh,
She
BTK.
she
BTK.
Oh.
That stick with you one hooked me immediately with true crime. Yeah, so one of the main ladies that goes to CrimeCon is a forensic psychologist, and she has studied BTK.
Oh, I
Catherine
know who you're
Rams,
talking about.
yeah, Catherine
Yep.
Ramsland, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was when I got to Nashville and whatever, I walked into the Friday night. I missed the whole day Friday because of my flight issue and whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm literally walking into the convention, and you kind of got to walk into like the lobby, and then you
Mhm.
walk into like the restaurant part, like the
Mhm.
like where the restaurants and the you know pool is and stuff, and you walk up the ramp and it's just so fancy, and
Yeah.
then you get to the convention center, the convention center part. But I kid you not, Catherine Ramsland was walking down the walkway as I was walking in, and I'm like, oh my God, that's her. And it's like you don't even think, you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna be here, but you don't expect them to be walking down
Right.
the aisle as you're walking in, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Catherine
Yep.
Ramsland, you know. um,
Yeah, she's amazing.
yeah, but she studied BTK, and I wonder if Koberger knows of her because of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's an interesting thought.
yeah, I always thought, I'm like, I wonder if, since she studied him, if he knows about her.
Yeah. That's true because she was his instructor.
Yep.
Mhm. Probably where
Yeah.
he got some of his ideas from.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't get to see her because I missed the Friday, obviously. And
Mm.
then I think the other like presentation she did, I went to it. I didn't go to that one. You got to pick and choose, and I chose
Mhm.
the other one. But I'd like to listen to her talk sometime. I really
Yeah.
would. And also, I miss Nancy Grace too, so I have to catch her. God, I hope she goes. If she doesn't
Well,
go, it's going to be a big bummer.
she's extreme. Nancy is extremely different in person.
Yeah, yeah, I well, most people she doesn't turn anyone away for her meet and greets for
Mhm.
and people stand in line for 3 hours,
Mhm.
and she doesn't turn anyone away, so that's what's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, her
I don't
whole
I don't
personality, she just on her show, she just comes off so, like, feisty and
oh
I
yeah,
don't
no.
even know.
I for some reason I didn't see her at CrimeCon. I didn't even see her
Mhm,
because I missed her thing, and and then obviously she was not at her desk when I was around, and I did talk to her executive assistant though, and she's really nice.
mhm,
But from what I hear, Nancy is very, very nice and very approachable.
mhm. She is, yeah, she's so
And
different in person.
and I don't care what people say about her. I like her. She, I think she's a smart lady when it comes to what she does. She's
Mhm.
obviously, been very successful at it.
Yeah,
No matter what people say. She
yeah.
was she was the DA for how long in Atlanta? I mean,
I didn't think she was a prosecutor or a district attorney, I thought she was just a lawyer.
she was a DA, I'm pretty sure.
Was she? I'll have to
Yeah.
look. I'll look and see.
Or was she Nancy?
I'm pretty sure she was just a lawyer.
Was she?
Uh-huh, I'm pretty sure. I say just a lawyer. I did
But
1 semester of law school and
she's
quit.
a, hold on. Former prosecutor. Okay, so
Oh,
she was
she
a
was a
prosecutor.
okay.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't think
just
she
a
was a
very,
district attorney.
very intelligent. And
Oh, yeah.
I like the way that, I think I think she's has a lot of I mean, I think she has a lot of integrity because of the way that she, you know, the way she was introduced to true crime is absolutely,
Horrifying.
a personal experience. And
Mhm.
um
Yeah,
so
I can
yeah, I like
imagine.
her. She makes it, she sounds, fight, like you say, feisty, and
Mhm,
you know um uh kind of brash sometimes, but I think she's funny.
mhm.
I just,
Yeah.
she's so serious, it's funny sometimes.
She had a video the other day of her mother. So her mom lives with her, and her mom is 93 or 95, and
Mm-hmm.
her mom was playing the piano, and, I mean, you just wouldn't have thought that the woman is in her 90s, and Nancy looks so much like her mom.
Oh yeah.
And for being in her 90s, her mom has real nice skin,
Yeah.
and yeah,
She's
and
aged well.
she was playing that piano like you wouldn't believe.
Oh wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like Nancy a lot. I hope I get to see her in September. But yeah, I wish I had more information on Irene, but
I'm gonna look
like,
into it. I'm gonna
but
look and see.
some cases there's just the information,
Yeah,
and when there's not been any updates in years, or months
yeah,
or years, it's kind of hard to get more
right.
to say much more. Just like in Sebastian, like that,
Mm,
law enforcement hasn't come out with anything, so there's not
yeah,
much to go on except for the drama.
good.
The drama keeps, I mean, the only thing the drama does is keep his name out there, but as far as anything
No,
factual, there's nothing new.
but there's other ways, to keep their name out there. Look at Michael Monkey Vaughn. His name is still out there, and it's not
Yeah,
surrounded with drama.
it's
There's other
right.
ways to do it.
Yeah,
These people that they fail to realize that, Sebastian
it's
is real. He's a real person. He's
mhm,
16 years old. He probably looks at YouTube. He probably types his name in on Google to see what the news is saying about him. And I'm
mhm,
sure these videos pop up, and I'm sure he's horrified.
mhm. Yeah, it's really, really sad.
And then you'll see, 5,000 people in the chat, and I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm. Feeding into all the drama.
Court TV can't even get that many in chat.
I
Just
know. I
come
know.
on. But I'm going to go down because I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me.
Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yep, you too. See ya.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
You too.
My daughter once saw Nancy on TV at a restaurant. She asked me, "Is she the evil queen?" Well, she can be if you're on the wrong side. Oh, far. I don't think that's a horrible thing to say at all. Like, I know a lot of people, or well, some people that have stepped away from the case due to everything. And like I say, like the other day, I had I was frustrated on, what was it, Saturday? Because I woke up listening to it, I listened to it, I took a nap and listened to it, I woke up from a nap and listened to it, and I fell asleep listening to it. And I finally had to go live because I was so frustrated. And I just had questions, and thankfully people came to my rescue and, helped me and let me get it out, but it's just, like and all I said was, I'm tired of the drama, but it's hard because a lot of people are covering it still. And that's why I want to cover other cases, to take a break from Sebastian's, not taking anything away from Sebastian, but putting other people that are just as deserving out there. Right, Far. Not until Ellie says something again. Yeah. And like I was saying the other night, like I feel worse for law enforcement than anybody. Yep, you are absolutely, I agree with that 100%. I feel bad for TBI and law enforcement in that case more than anything. And then I look at other cases where they've got to be frustrated too. And I don't know if it was Laura saying that we should be PIs. No, ma'am. Because I went searching, and I've said this several times, and we're going to cover Tyler's case soon. But, I went searching for Tyler Goodrich, and I can't imagine, and I met the PI, and I can't imagine how frustrating just in Tyler's case, I know how frustrated I am, and how scarce information we have, and to be a PI and on these cases and not really, go looking for every lead, and every lead coming up not a lead, or a lead that went to a dead end. Like, okay, here's something. Oh, dead end. Here's something. Oh, dead end. Like, you can only take that so much until you're just like, you just want to go out in the street and scream. Like, that's literally what, especially if I was Katie, I would go out in my street and just scream, "Sebastian, where are you?" Or Seth. I mean, anybody. I want to know, Ryan Larson's another one. I just want to know, where are you? Chance Engelbert, where are you? Tyler Goodrich, where are you? All the missing people that we don't know where they are, and people have, dug into it and tried to find you, where are you and what has happened? It's just the saddest, most frustrating, like you say. I mean, I'm frustrated as a, as a civilian, as a common person that just happens to, look for this stuff and whatnot, and it's frustrating, and I want to do that. I can't imagine what a PI would do. But anyways, well, yeah, not sure if there's any updates that I ever find on Irene. We will be discussing it there. Yeah, there are thousands. Where are they? That is the question. And what happened? I mean, if we found them, if we found a body, we could get an autopsy to find out maybe what happened. It's just sad. Yes, Chance Engelbert, Laura. I wanted to go search for him when I was in Gearing really bad. But I think he's on the outskirts. He'd be on the outskirts of Gearing, yeah. But I don't even know. I think he was picked up. So, something was done and he hasn't been found yet. So, I don't know. It's sad. Just, they say people don't just vanish. And I used to believe that. But people do. The more and more I hear about it, I've come to find out people do just vanish. That doesn't mean that nobody knows something, though, because somebody even the ones that just vanish, I don't know about in Chance's case, because I don't know if he got in the water. Now, if he got in the water, yeah, nobody knows. But if he didn't get in the water, oh yeah, he's absolutely gross looking, Avery. Is his name Nathan Heitman? Yeah, that was weird to me, is why she would be with somebody like that. And yeah, people do just vanish, but most of the time somebody knows something. Yeah, he's a big guy. Like, he's not attractive to me. I mean, to each his own. And I mean, also, like, she found him on Craigslist. But my question is, what the hell was she doing on Craigslist? I learned that lesson quickly. Craigslist, Tinder. Not really Craigslist. I was more on Tinder. But that didn't work out for me. And I'm not about that, so. But yeah, it just happens too much. You think someone knows about? I do too. I think there's a couple theories that I have about that one. I did a live on it in one of my very first videos, if not my first video. You can go rewatch that if you haven't. But I'll probably talk about him again someday as well. I've also talked to his mom personally. And yeah, we've talked. But yeah, it just happens too much, and it's happening more and more, and all we can do is keep looking and, listening. And if we see something, say something. And with that, I am going to get off of here. I've been on for almost 2 hours now. That's a That's great for me. So, but yeah, if you guys, Laura, shoot me messages about any cases or anything you think I might be interested in, and anything you might have to add or anything like that. I'll look into that Bear Brook podcast. And you said you were going to send me something too. Oh, yeah. Yep, there could be a lot more things can be a lot more productive than just fighting all the time. Thank you, FarQ, for being with me tonight. I appreciate it. And yeah, send me some situations from over there, because I do every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I know of this case, but I had no idea that it was not in the United States. Like Lindsay Buziak was in Canada. Renee Marsden, I know, was in Australia. There's another one. I've heard of it a long time ago, but just had to relook it up. Ashley Wadsworth. Ashley Wadsworth is one that I'm going to be covering on my channel as well. And I also, Lily James. Lily James was not in the United States either, I don't believe. And I just looked her up last night again. And I put her on my list, so my list is 100 miles long. So we'll get to them. Just be patient with me, folks. I got to be patient with myself. And the lists just keep getting added to, but hopefully with my new schedule, I can cover more. So I'm excited for what's to come. I will schedule them on YouTube so you guys can see my YouTube. And also, I also need to start putting I don't want to do my channel for money at all, but I will put my Cash App and my Venmo up. But because I don't want this channel. Oh, if you guys want to sub to my second channel, let me comment. Let me know if you guys want to sub up to it. I just want to have like a second channel, like to be more casual with, less true crime, more casual, fun stuff, everyday life with JC. Hold on. If you like me. That much. Hold on. Yeah. Yep, my second channel, The Jack Daily. It's just going to be more casual, everyday life with you guys. I just hope that I can get some subs so that I can go live, but I do sub up to, personal interests over there more so than I do on this channel. Volleyball, just other types of creators too. So So yeah, not sure who is next on my list, but I will be, it will probably be on the 11th, maybe on the 6th, but I'll definitely let you guys know. I have the volleyball game to go to on the 6th, so, and I only have one day off, so, but after the 23rd, 2 days off in a row is coming, so hopefully more content, more cases, and and most importantly, more discussions with you guys. And I hope you enjoy my lives and join me again. And I will let y'all go tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. And I will see you next time. And until then, stay safe. Good night, friends.